So
Glad
yeah,
you made it.
I was confused because I thought it was an email that was sent for the Zoom. But yeah, so I went on Blackboard and I found it. Yeah.
Good. I sent it last night. Come on now.
I
Come
ain't see
on
anything.
now.
I ain't see anything. I'm looking at my email now.
Okay, don't worry. We're here. Let's go.
All right.
I have to be out of here by like a little before 3 because I have my interns then. So I have to get off of here and get on with that meeting. Okay.
All right.
So let's get on it. And Za, I forgot your name. What I'm supposed to call you, Za. Put your video on if you can. If you're not working or driving or something. Hey, how you doing?
Right.
All
I'm
right.
dead.
Do what?
Nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead with class. Go ahead with the class.
Okay, all right, let's go. All right, so I'm real excited. So here's why I'm doing. Jalen will tell you he's been to my class before. So what we're gonna do, we're doing a lot of talking right now, and we're exploring. I'm gonna see if I can bring some more guests in, and we're really creating like a forum. We're almost creating our own talk show right now, just by having our discussions about different topics. But eventually, in a few weeks, I'm going to turn you loose, and then I'm going to want you to go do this on your own. I'm going to want you to go dig up, I call it dig up because I'm an old producer, but I want you to go find interesting people in sports that we can talk to, that you can interview, or you can do, create your own little sports show. Um, I did send an email. I don't know if I sent it to the right place. Buddy Pugh, he retired. He's the head coach of the Bulldogs.
He
Last,
retired?
what?
He retired, Kayla?
No, he
Who?
ain't retired.
Buddy Pugh?
Yeah.
No, Buddy ain't retired.
Buddy ain't retired. I was
They
say Buddy was
He's still out here
they just
coaching.
extended his
Oh.
contract
to another year?
Right?
Oh Lord.
a year or two.
Okay.
So he's still there.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. All right, good. Because his email worked. I sent him an email, and I invited him to our class to come to our Zoom meeting, so you guys can do an interview with him and talk to him about sports, and about. He also had a show on Fox Sports last year. I know about for during the championships. So he's also a broadcaster, and so I'm kind of crossing my fingers. Maybe I shouldn't have said that before we actually got him, but and if you have guests that you would like to maybe come and we can talk in our forum. I mean, this is essentially we're practicing to do our own talk show. Is what we're doing. So invite them. Just write me an email. Tell me who they are. If we agree, I'll give them a Zoom meeting. We'll have them come on. We'll talk. We're going to talk to people all over the sports world. Anybody could come. I tried to get. Are you familiar with Shelton? Let's see. He's a wrestler from Orangeburg. Somebody told me about him. I just couldn't find access to him. But anyway, so just kind of giving you the bigger goal here of why we're doing so much talk. We're just sitting talking sports broadcasting right now. So here's a topic that I wanted to present that I thought was really interesting. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to show you this YouTube video, and we'll talk about it. Okay?
Oh, Miss Cat.
Yes, ma'am.
Courtney is trying to join the Zoom, but it's not letting her join the Zoom call.
Can you tell her to go to the Blackboard announcements and get it there? Maybe she can't get it from her email.
Okay.
That's how you guys got on, right? Through the Blackboard?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because something could get messed up when I send an email or something, right? So.
Yeah, I feel like me personally, it would have been much better if you would have sent the email than Blackboard, because I ain't think about that.
Well, I have it so it does send an email, but maybe I forget to. I don't know. Sometimes I forget to hit that check. Maybe I don't know. All right. What did she say? She got it?
I'm waiting for a response now.
Okay. All right, I need to push on. Just to, she
Okay.
texts on that she should be okay. I'm gonna push on and I'm gonna share screen. Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
You can when she comes in. You shouldn't need to. I shouldn't need to let her in or anything. All right, I'm just gonna go. We have to go.
Okay.
Down, kaboom, they block you, and they are going to take the game here. It's just a bit more. Frost's charmed up, and it's the kiss of death for him. A triple kill coming in for Tino, and I can't believe it, D-Man. Kaboom takes the game over.
Damn. Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you heard about esports and wondered what all the hype is about? Or maybe you're a pro gaming fan and you're just curious to learn more about it. In this video, we're going to talk about what esports is, why it's so popular, and also discuss some of the potential health risks that are happening in the industry. What's up, everyone? Cam here, and today I'm really excited to talk about esports. Do you know what esports is? If you do, say yes in the comments, and if you don't, say no. Esports is one of the hottest topics around the world these days, and I even recently spoke at the NCAA all about it. But did you know that esports actually dates back to the early 90s? The rise of the internet brought online gaming, and it was inevitable that we would eventually see organized competitions. In 1997, 2,000 people played in a Quake tournament, and Quake was the hottest arena shooter game at the time. Shortly after, the Cyber Athlete Professional League, also known as the CPL, was formed, and they hosted their first tournament. While it took off rapidly, it certainly wasn't the industry it is today. Fun fact about Cam, I actually volunteered to work for Civo as one of their customer support people back in the day when I played Counter-Strike. As organized competitions began to be formed, so too were prize pools. And one tournament by the CPL just prior to the year 2000 actually had a prize pool of $15,000. Now, I would take $15,000 today, so it's certainly not chump change, but it definitely has nothing in comparison to tournaments these days that can be upwards of $25 million. That's a 150,000% increase during this 20-year span. Fast forward to 2019, and there are international competitions happening all over the world. There are scholarships for college students. There's a high school league, and some tournaments even have more viewers than the Super Bowl and the Final Four. As we can see, esports is now a global phenomenon. So what is esports, and why is it so popular? Esports simply stands for electronic sports. It's organized, competitive gaming. It can happen at the high school level, the college level, and even the professional level. It involves players playing against each other in multiplayer games, and this even happens in stadiums with tens of thousands of people. And people don't just watch the games in person, but the live streaming aspect is a really large part of the industry. And this happens on websites like Twitch, YouTube, and Panda TV. Esports has become popular simply because gaming has become popular. Did you know that there are over 2.6 billion active gamers worldwide in 2019? 83% of teenage girls play video games regularly, and almost all teenage boys. So with this amount of people playing video games, it's no surprise that the organized professional competition element of it, esports, has also grown very large and got a lot of viewers. It's a way that gamers are able to feel a part of something. Before organized competitive gaming, esports came about, gamers were kind of shunned to their own small communities, whereas now they can be the biggest stars in the world, earning millions of dollars. And esports really isn't any different than young football players looking up to Tom Brady, or young basketball players looking up to LeBron James. Esports isn't really that different from traditional sports, especially just in the way that people look up to the star players. If you would have told me 10 years ago that there would be college scholarships for esports, I might have thought that you were crazy. But here we are in 2019, where in the US alone, there's over 600 universities or colleges that have either a club team, a varsity team, or a college scholarship available for esports. And that's not all. In the US, there's also 19,000 high schools signed up for the High School Esports League. And these scholarships are also available in countries like Australia, both at the high school and college level. And I certainly believe that within 18 to 24 months, these scholarships will begin to be available worldwide, especially with the growth in the US, where only a couple years ago there were a couple scholarships available, and now there's significantly more. The growth has been very rapid, and it's coming on very hot. Even traditional professional sport teams and owners are getting involved, and celebrities as well. People like Drake and Scooter Braun, Michael Jordan, Mark Cuban, Shaq. They're all getting involved and investing in esports. And did you know that gamers actually spend just as much time gaming as they do watching other people play video games? Now, if you struggle to understand why a gamer would want to watch someone else play video games, you can think of it like maybe if you've ever watched a cooking show. People don't just watch cooking shows to learn new recipes or new techniques. Sometimes that's occasionally why they do it, but maybe it's just entertaining. You enjoy the personality of the chef, or maybe you enjoy the competition like MasterChef, or maybe it's just cool background noise because it's a hobby that you enjoy taking part in. The same is true for gamers. Sometimes they're watching one of the best players in the world and learning techniques. Sometimes it's just a personality, and sometimes it's just a competition or it's background noise of a hobby that they're passionate about. And streaming also allows them to feel a part of it because you're able to chat and donate and interact with that player who you kind of look up to. It's similar to things like Instagram stories or Twitter or other social media platforms where you feel like you're actually able to interact with that celebrity or that person you look up to instead of just hearing about them in the news. And with club teams at school, you're able to feel like if gaming's a passion of yours, that you're a part of it. You're no longer kind of shunned as this weird nerd gamer, and instead you're part of something that your school even has a team for or is out there competing on your school's behalf. So it is something that you very much feel a part of. It's a community, it's a culture. So there's no doubt that esports can be a force for good in the world, but what about the other side? Is there a dark side to esports? I'm sure most of you watching would agree that sitting in a chair staring at a screen all day is not the most healthy thing. But if you want to become an esports star, that's very likely something that you have to do. One of the biggest League of Legends stars in the world, Faker, reportedly plays 12 to 16 hours a day. And with this culture of having to play a lot to become the next best esports star, it can certainly become a way that younger gamers will justify excessive play in order to get that college scholarship or in order to make it a career. A lot of people like to argue that there's no difference between esports and traditional sports. And although I agree in certain ways, I disagree in the way that you have to practice. As an esports player, you practice a lot and you're very much sitting down, typically in a dark room staring at a screen. Whereas as a hockey player, I was moving my body, I was on the ice, and I would only be on the ice for maybe an hour a day, maybe two max. To be the best hockey player I needed to be, it was everything around hockey that actually made the difference, from having a really good diet, to having good mindsets, to setting myself up in a way where if I didn't make it in hockey, I would still be taken care of through business. A recent study showed that the average college esports player practices for 4 hours a day. But the majority of these players will go back to their rooms and practice for many more hours on their own. So although I'm happy that they're taking it seriously, we do need to make sure that we're keeping things like diet and health and fitness very much at the forefront of this conversation. And I am happy to see that a lot of esports teams are beginning to incorporate these sorts of behaviors. But it's got a long way to go, and common injuries in esports are neck and back pain, eye strain, wrist and hand injuries. And while you could argue that these are actually better injuries to have than what traditional sports will bring you, the unspoken injury in esports is actually to mental health. Injuries such as anxiety and depression have become very prevalent in esports. If you spend all day training, eating, socializing, and sleeping with your teammates, say in South Korea, like the team houses that they have, it can be very difficult to make friends outside of that bubble. And as a result, when players get stressed, they have nowhere else to go other than their screens. And because esports is so popular and so many of these players are accessible on social media platforms, there can be a lot of hate mail and trolling that they end up receiving. being engaged in this environment 24/7, no matter if you're an esports star or someone else, is not going to be the best for your mental health. And although I've seen an improvement to attitudes in mental health and esports over the last few years, it's not uncommon for players who speak out about this to be labeled as weak and soft, and for that to potentially affect their career. The point being that they're unable to withstand the pressure, and hey, look, you are living the dream. You're able to play games as a career, so you should just suck it up and be able to handle it. When there's millions of young players out there hungry to be the next esports star, why would you have a player on your team who is kind of failing under the pressure? And this kind of goes hand in hand with the careers in esports being very short. With traditional sports, sometimes you can play well into your 30s and occasionally even into your 40s, whereas in esports, once you're in your mid-20s, you're already past your prime. Video games are designed to be fun, but sometimes when it becomes your profession, reality can become the opposite. Fortunately, the industry is improving, especially in America. Recently, I've seen a lot of initiatives around esports mental health and physical health, making sure that they have trainers involved to make sure that their training regimes are not just about playing video games, but everything else around it to make sure that they're able to play to their best of their ability. But countries like China, Korea, and Japan are still behind in this, and they do tend to have more of a culture of having to work really hard, and if you're not able to handle it, too bad. It's not surprising that teams from Asia tend to be some of the strongest on the world stage, but at what cost? The rise of esports is a monumental step forward for the gaming industry, and it's something that I personally believe to be an advocate for. I believe that if you're able to game in a healthy way, you should have avenues to turn that into a career. Just like if you're not able to game in a healthy way, you should also have avenues to be able to get some support. As long as we can maintain an emphasis on gaming in a healthy way, whether you're pursuing esports or not, that's really what my whole message is about. I think esports actually gives us an incredible opportunity to share that message. I think live streams and tournaments should have flyers of just how to keep gaming to be a healthy thing, what warning signs to look out for if it's becoming a problem, and what resources are available to keep it a healthy and balanced, a fun.
Okay, he said a whole lot there. What's your reaction? Hey, Danny, you made it! Yay! How you doing?
I'm good.
Glad to see ya. Hope you're doing okay. All right, guys, that was a lot of information, right? Esports. What do you think? Have you heard of it? Does anybody in here play games? What do you think? I want to hear your reaction to this. Do you watch anything on Twitch? I discovered Twitch because I was looking for DJs and stuff, because I'm in the house bored, party music. But then I discovered that this esports thing is a thing, and I didn't know much before that. What's your reaction to this?
It was great.
This cat fell over. Come on, Jalen. Come on now. Let's get the whip out. All right.
I thought it was.
No. He's not off the hook.
Okay.
What are you talking about? It was great. It was great.
I'm gonna come over there and talk to your mama. Come on now.
I'm not even here.
Come on. What was great? What was great about it?
It expounded on like how many different leagues and different games people play, and how many like people stream Twitch, because I've heard of Twitch. I've watched Twitch before. Yeah, that's my take.
All right. And had you heard of it before? I mean, you've heard of it before. What do you think during the coronavirus? Anybody can jump in. We're in the middle of a coronavirus, sports is being canceled. Do you think this is a real alternative to sports for people? What do you think?
I don't think it's gonna have as big of an audience as normal sports will, but I mean there definitely is a market out there for it, especially overseas. But I don't know if it's gonna be as big. Even though coronavirus is, stopping some sports and things like that, I don't think it's gonna be like as big, but it's something that's growing, and the interest in it is continuously growing. But like I mean, I thought the video was informational. I didn't even know they gave out college scholarships. Well, that's a lie. I did. I was watching ESPN one day and I noticed that they had school teams for like Fortnite one time. It was like Auburn versus Alabama, and it was a Fortnite tournament, and the winner got like
They
$35,000.
have what's
Now,
that
I will
card?
say
Rocket
there's
League.
another
Yes,
video
Rocket
on
League.
you. I'm sorry. Who went? Demetrius? Were you saying something? Did I miss? Sorry.
I said something. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I will say that I did find out, I encourage you to go on YouTube and look at more videos about esports, because I did actually find where the NBA is making a big investment in esports. And there's actually one that's like realistic looking basketball, where people are on the team playing on the team in basketball, and they're having fantasy leagues. And there's a lot of money that's being made in this stuff. So I kind of question that, because here's what's happening. So here we are bored in the house, and and I'm here. We're talking about we're all talking about getting maybe some VR goggles. VR goggles right now have connected to Facebook and social media. That's huge, because that means that we all can, like we are right now on Zoom, can go to a basketball game, and we could see it like we're in the 3D. Huge. Where this is going to go, probably the future. Well, I don't know if it's the future. I think it's happening right now and being developed. It's just amazing. That's my reaction to it. Daryl, what's your reaction? Demetrius, what are you thinking?
I think it's great because of the gaming right now. Since sports is going on, I think it's great.
What's great about it?
It's well, for being online, I got online gaming. So being online gaming every day, I get to communicate and get to expand interest and talk about anything with other players and stuff dealing with sports, and
Right.
you can meet up on the game. You can communicate through the game and stuff.
Like personally, the people in the game, okay, the
Yeah.
players, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually know a little bit about the esports type thing then.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me more.
There's
What's
multiple.
your experience?
I mostly do 2K basketball, and there's multiple modes you could do, like my career, my player, my league,
Yeah.
and basically just play against people around the world and people local.
Huh. That's where the NBA has put a lot of money into that whole thing, right?
Yes.
So what kind of experience is that for you when you're involved? I mean, is that an exciting experience to be involved with this?
Yeah, for sure. It is.
Tell me more about
it's nice. For the most part, it's just just getting involved with the gaming community and trying to expand ideas to create even the better game each year.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much. I mean, it's fun to do on a regular basis. I do it just about every day.
Do you gamble or make any money with it?
I don't really gamble. I just play for fun and just try to see who got the best players and best teams.
Now, are you actually a player, and can you actually be a player in this game, or how does that work?
Yes, you can create your own player.
Okay. So, and then you get to create the stats, or do you have to work to elevate that player to be?
Work to elevate that player.
So that's where all this practice and work comes all the time then, because you have like what they were saying, that people get mentally fatigued or something. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's a good thing to do when you're not really doing much, but if you get mentally like to say it, struggling mentally, you could like go to it to vent to or talk to a friend while you're on the game, on the party chat, anything.
Hmm. So tell how does I mean I just want to know a little more detail since you play this game. So you're
Mhm.
saying then it's like you develop how do you develop the player? Like say I want to just get we all want to get started and we all want to join a
Mhm.
league, say the in 2K league. How does that work?
Well, you go to the mode, you go to the menu, and then you create your player. Give them the type of attributes that you want to give them. You can pick the position that you want to play them at. You can pick your number, the team, the way you want to be drafted, stuff like that.
So you can get drafted by other teams. So say like it. So I'm just trying to get the picture here. So say I want to play and I just start at the bottom level. I get some skinny
Hmm.
little guy, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yes.
I get him to work out. And then
Hmm.
what is that? I don't describe this that more.
So
We don't.
then,
Some of us have never heard of this. So I'm really fascinated that you actually have done this and you know something about it.
well, you buy like some stuff on the games to like put within your player. So basically, you can build like strength, speed, shot rates, rebounds, blocks, you know, stuff to make your player better than the rest, basically.
Can I buy stuff? Can I pay into it and get a better player?
Hmm. Yes.
So, and then is that where the trade comes in? Then I trade, say, Jalen's got a better player, got a player, and he likes the player I have. Can we
He
trade?
does not have a better player than me.
Yes, it's possible, but I haven't done that.
Oh, really? This is really
Hmm.
interesting. Hey, what do you guys think? What's your reaction? Kaylee, what's your reaction to this? Danny, Zah.
I think it's cool. I'm not really into like 2K and Madden and all that. I play fantasy. But because we're not really having sports like that, I won't well, I don't know how fantasy is gonna work this year, but I prefer doing fantasy football than like playing like Madden or 2K.
Hmm. Okay, so
Fortnite.
you played the 2K then. Okay. So what do you think? Is that like an adequate trade-off from actually like going to like an NBA game or going to see the Twins, a ball game, or the Vikings or something? I'm from Minnesota, so I'm telling you Viking stuff. So
Hmm.
Minnesota stuff. Is this esports? What's the comparison here? Anybody can jump in here. We're a lively conversation here.
I don't really know what you can compare esports to because I mean it's virtual sports.
Hmm.
So like it's all that I could think of is if like your person is like your character is a real person that like works hard and get his game better. But like as far as comparing it to like another sport or like another entity, I don't really know what to compare it to.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hey, Daryl. So,
Yeah.
what's your take on all this?
Personally, I'm not going to go watch esports over watching LeBron. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing it. No,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not
Thank
doing it.
you.
The playoffs are on Tuesday.
It's
I'm not
happening
doing
right
it.
now. It's happening right now.
Yeah, I
Right
know
now.
I said the
Watch no
It's
playoffs
going
are
esports.
on right
today.
now.
Playoffs started today.
It's
Okay.
right now.
Okay. All right.
Watch
And
no
I
esports.
forgot your real name.
Uh,
What are your thoughts on this? Before we're gonna have to move on here in a minute.
No, I'm definitely not gonna watch no esports over the real life.
Hmm.
um,
you a funny dude, bro.
yeah,
You a funny dude, bro.
Hey, there's people like there's show. I mean, there's people. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. Like there are people like showing up at these events. Like it's a big deal. You know,
Yeah.
to watch this. I mean, I first I started seeing this on Twitch and YouTube and all these people were just sitting around watching other people play video games. I'm like, man, I want to play the video game. I don't want to watch somebody play a video game, but there's something about it. I guess it's mesmerizing.
I don't, that's like when I be seeing kids watch other kids open up toys on YouTube. It's kind of redundant to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Unless it's like a teachable thing. Like, I need to learn how to get better at this game. So I'm going to watch such and such, because I know such and such is better than me. So I'm gonna pick up a few tips. But as far as like just sitting down watching it for fun, that's kind of weird to me. It's understandable for other people, but it's weird to me.
Well, because we are in a sports class right now with not a lot of sports, this is our topic this week. So, what do you think the future of this is? Do you think this is what do you think? There's something beyond this, or what do you think?
I mean, I think it's gonna grow because, like I said, there is an audience for this. Even though the people in this class, we might not be the audience for it, like somebody watches it. And if for schools to go out and have scholarships to create teams, then that means the market for it is growing. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like, since we all know how much sports is important to schools and how much money sports bring into schools, so because they're bringing that in, that means there's some profit in it.
Yeah.
So I think that the market is going to, I think it's going to grow.
Yeah. But see, here's what I see. I'm interested in virtual reality and that kind of stuff, and things are getting portable. So what I can see is, and I've seen some examples of it already, where you're submerged. Say, like, maybe you are seeing a live game being broadcast, and you've got those goggles, and you're able to feel like you got just almost touch a player. Like you're right up on LeBron making that shot, and you can see him like up close. Now that's exciting if you're really into him, into that player. That's so I think technology is changing the interaction between player and the watcher, and I think, hey, Isaiah, how you doing?
Good. I didn't know that. I was checking the email. I didn't know that the link for the Zoom was on the email or was on Blackboard, not on the email. So I was just trying to find it.
I will always have on announcements. So for the record, always announcements. There'll always be a link to this meeting. Easy peasy. Click on it. Come to the class. Okay. All right. And you can catch up later on the video. I'm recording it. All right. So moving on, because we have about 10 minutes here. All right. Hold on, let me see. Fine. All right, so I want to, share screen. All right, I want to show you what I have going on this week for this class. All right, so we have week 2 learning module. Why do I have to have this? Can I close the, yeah, here we go. Cool. All right, here we go. All right, so one of the things, and I'm not going to have time to talk about this today, we will go over it on Wednesday more, is I just wanted to go over the basic. I copied this PDF. I want you to go look over it for Wednesday. This is about doing sports interviews. And also, I don't know why, click on this and download it and read it, and click on here covering sports and read it. And we're going to talk about writing sports interviews. It's going to be kind of maybe a little boring for some of you. Everybody see it? Say yes.
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 Yeah, I see it.
So, did everybody see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So also all the meetings, everything's going to be under this is week 2. This meeting's being recorded, and it will be put under content assignments. It'll be put in that folder there, and you'll be able to see it if you miss a class or anything, okay? And you'll be able to review it. So that's mostly it. Oh, somebody had their phone. That's Sean, how are you?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. How you doing? Good thing you made it.
I didn't even know you sent a email.
All right, I'm gonna say it one more time. You always go to the announcements in Blackboard, and there will always be a link that'll bring you right here.
You sent it on Blackboard? You always send it on Blackboard?
And I email it.
I ain't getting no email.
Yeah, I didn't get the email.
I ain't getting no email.
All right, check. Your
I'll just check
email.
Blackboard from now.
Just go to the spam box or something, okay?
Yeah,
Alright.
but yeah, I'll just check Blackboard because that's probably what's why I could be on because I didn't see it on email. So I didn't think we had class
Blackboard. Check
until
your
Jalen
Blackboard
said something.
today. We're online these days, so.
I ain't saying
All
nothing.
right, so all right, so yeah, so some of this might be a little redundant because I did this in my news writing class, but we're gonna go over that Wednesday. So you read over it, be ready for class. Also, I would appreciate if you could bring an interesting topic with you for Wednesday. Okay, I'm gonna write that as an announcement, and then we're just gonna discuss. Okay, and then for the weekend, then for Fridays, since we don't do any class discussion, we'll do like we did last week, and we'll do a reflection on discussion board. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
No.
Any questions, thoughts?
No.
Throw it back at me. You got 5 minutes.
Oh.
No.
Mm-mm.
Court ready to go, bro. Court ready to go.
Everybody good with the direction we're going in with this class?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
everything's
Yeah,
pretty
we
simple.
good. Straight.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, but I think this is I want to be engaging and I want to be, like but that's your assignment. I'll put it up on the announcement and I'll put it on the assignment board is for discussion. Bring an interesting article topic that you can share with the class. And then you're going to be presenting the one I like to flip the class and give the class over to you in discussion. So, okay. Any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
All right. Everybody knows what we're doing.
Yes,
Yeah, we're all
ma'am.
good.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just check the
And we may luck out and we may have Buddy Pugh if he says, of course, Miss Cat, I would love to appear in your class. I will send an email about that if he says okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And this gonna be for Wednesday. If he do say yes,
If he says yes, I'll invite him to come Wednesday. If he can, or maybe next Monday, whenever. I haven't heard back from him yet. And then I had somebody else, but I can't find X. And if you have access, maybe you have access to somebody in sports that you think the class would make an engaging conversation. Let me know. Send me an email and I'll give them an invite to come to our meeting. Okay.
Word.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right. I'll see you on Wednesday. I have to go talk to
all
my
right, bye bye.
All
All right. Later, guys. Bye.